Hi guys, welcome to this new series called RGT Interviews, where I'll be speaking to a range of people from the RGT community, from riders to event organisers, broadcasters, and hopefully some of the RGT staff themselves. This is an opportunity to try and delve into the wide and diverse community that we have, get some background on some of the people who help out others, who help lift the platform, and those who are helping creating it as well. So please sit back and enjoy the listen. There's a bit of background video, but this is mostly an audio series, so don't worry about watching that too much. So my first guest is Riley Harvey. Good evening, Riley.
Hi, Mike. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Thanks for joining me today.
No problem. It's a pleasure.
Great. So how long have you been using RGT? How did you first get involved?
I've been on RGT for years, back in the old days when it was just on the PC app, and just been watching the progression as it's moved along over the years.
Oh, so you're a real long-term user then?
Yeah, I've been on it for a good while now. I think, like a lot of people, I've come back to cycling after a big hiatus. Used to cycle as a child and it was my main mode of transport, but once I learned to drive, kind of put the bike in the garage, and that's where it stayed for many years.
Yeah, it's quite a common story. But what's your involvement now? I see you on Facebook groups quite a lot.
Yeah, so I found RGT cycling on Facebook and kind of started helping, sending in issues that I had, and ended up being involved in the beta testing whenever they started bringing out new software, and they had a group of testers that had exclusive access to the newer software. They don't do that anymore, and started posting really frequently to that group through Facebook. And then whenever that group discontinued, moved on to the users group, and as I had a bit of experience, just started helping people with the way to get connected and little minor issues that they were having as time had gone on.
Being such an experienced user, you clearly have quite a range of knowledge about the program, and you've probably seen most of those issues. And yeah, I see you on there, and you're very good at resolving or helping to resolve people, and very patient with them sometimes.
I try to help. I think in the last 6 months, the change has been dramatic, where there used to be quite a few issues that were, you could work through them, and you'd be looking at what might be a problem at the RGT end and what you weren't sure about. But in the last 6 months now, not all the time, but you can be fairly confident that the issue is at the user's end and something that you can actually help them to resolve. Whereas before it was a little bit unsure of whether it's going to be something that turned out to be an issue at RGT's end. The product's so much more stable now than it used to be in the past.
Well, that's certainly good to know, and good moving forward as well, knowing that it's a nice stable platform. And I've seen as well that now you are organising the RGT Community Awards. That's the new thing. And how did that come about?
Well, when COVID came around and everyone went into lockdown, I was spending a lot more time on Facebook, as I think a lot of the other people around the world were. And RGT did a massive thing. They decided that they were going to make the full suite of the software available for free to everyone, which really upped the use, but it also seemed to up the community support from everyone. It was a really good gesture. And I think everyone received it as that. And a lot of people stepped forward and started doing more for the platform, creating magic roads, organising different websites. We've got one gentleman now who's doing a piece of software to adjust the magic roads and the feedback that he's getting from the users in the group. He's doing revisions overnight to the program on things that people are asking for in that. And it's just amazing. And I think these people that are out there, they need a little bit of recognition. They deserve recognition for the efforts that they're putting in for the program.
Yes, it certainly is a really good community on RGT, and there's a lot of expertise and you see that from all different angles, and you got people making videos, people organising big 3-day events like Vive la France, like you say, people making new bits of software to make it easier for people to import their magic roads. We've got new websites as well. There's a lot of skill sets out there, and it's great to see that that's being acknowledged and rewarded as well, isn't there? Because you've managed to source some prizes for this as well, is that right?
Yeah, so Torm Cycle Clothing have got involved. They wanted to help support the community as well, so they're putting forward some physical prizes for the users. Whoever wins one of these community awards can get in touch with Torm Cycle Clothing and have a chat. Some cycle caps, some buffs, some socks. I think Torm are just having a chat with the people whenever they get in touch to see what they can organise for them. And also RGT themselves have come forward, and they're offering premium membership to any of the users who win one of the community awards as well. So there is something, it's a recognition of the effort that these people are putting. Probably nothing compared to the amount of time that they're actually putting in, because they're not doing it for that, but it is something for them to take away.
Oh yeah, it's definitely nice for them to be acknowledged, and like you say, I'm sure a lot of people do this actually because they enjoy it, and it's something different from their day jobs, or a little bit of a get away from COVID, etc. So it's a nice outlet for them. Why don't you run through some of the categories that you've got, because it's obviously quite different to the BAFTAs or something like that.
So yeah, well, we've just had the best magic road creator, and Samir, and he's ran away with that award. He does a lot of the magic roads that are on the event. He's not the only magic road creator. There are a lot of them out there, and there's a lot that do for the different races. But he won that award.
Yeah, I think Samir is sort of the original gangster, isn't it? When it comes to the magic roads, he's the granddaddy. He was there, and he's been doing it for a while.
Saying people do it for different reasons. I think he finds it very relaxing to create these routes and to do something creative. A little bit of a different creative lilt to some other things, but he enjoys doing that. We're also going to have the best race provider. So there's a lot of people organising races throughout the group, series of races, one-off races, individual different types of races. We've got masters races coming through now. We've got handicap race. We've got all sorts of unusual races. I think there was one gentleman that did some reverse races where you were going down reverse Everesting from the height of Everest all the way down. WTF races, he was calling them. We've also got best group ride as one of the categories. We've got best YouTuber, and probably the biggest catch-all category, and maybe the biggest one to win, would be the best community contributor. Yeah, will be hotly contested.
Well, yeah, there's certainly a lot of contenders for that one. The MVP of RGT.
Sometimes like a fastest finger to try and get the information out before someone else answers the question.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing those being posted up on the Facebook group. Is that right? Is that where people can vote?
Yeah, I'm putting them up as a poll on the Facebook users group. I'm going to put in a few categories, a few recommended votes for the categories, but anyone can add anyone that they think is worthy of a vote. Even add yourself if you want to. It's you can put your name out there for people to vote for you. I'm going to put links to that from the other sister sites that we've got. So there's the Magic Rose sites and the event site as well, just to link back, but there'll only be one poll on the users.
I might have to add my own name because I didn't get a single vote on the Magic Roads creation, which after all my time trial efforts, I thought I was a little bit disappointed not to get a single vote. But
I think possibly not everyone associates you with the Magic Road events, and not everyone knows you're behind the TT.
No, that's fine.
It's been running.
And it's great to see that it is a community voting for other community members as well. This isn't RGT staff or anyone. It's completely open to whoever from the community wants to get involved. They can put their vote in there. So it's a really well-rounded community organised event, and great to see everyone getting involved.
Yeah, no, it's good that people are good to see that other people have noticed. Quite often the magic roads appear and people are not aware, but clear that people are aware that Samir's doing a lot of these magic roads, and the other guys who've got votes on there as well. Great to see that they've got mentions.
So you've been around on RGT for quite a while then. So what would you say is your favourite thing about RGT? And that can be a feature or a person or an event, anything you like.
Probably the biggest thing when I was bouncing around trying different software, seeing which suited me best. I was on RGT and I met Lou Ricks on one of the rides. Back in the early days when if you met somebody on RGT, it was pretty rare. But I met Lou, we started riding together. We've been riding together ever since. And I'm a frequent rider in his group rides, which are a great event, bringing a lot of newbies through. And it's great to get into those rides, to see the time that Lou spends with people, drop into the back of the group, bringing people through, and seeing people from week to week who they don't complete the course in the first week, they get a little bit further the second week, and they keep on coming back until they complete the course and they get faster. And in Lou's rides, it's not fixed where the groups are. You just find your own pace and you find a group on the road. If the group that you're with is going too fast, you drop back and you find another group slightly behind at a slower pace, and it forms really naturally like a normal road ride would. But Lou's always there. If there's someone who's at the back of the group, he'll stop dead and he'll wait 10, 15 minutes until the other person catches up, and he rides with them until the end of the ride. And that's probably what was the main thing that came up to stick with RGT at the beginning was Lou.
Oh, that's really nice. Again, looking at the community and how Lou, I've done a couple of his rides, he really does help bring people through, help sort of explain the software, help explain RGT as a whole. And that's a really regular thing as well. Every Saturday and Sunday he's there on those rides, and there's some other regulars as well, and it's really growing into a really friendly, welcome setup, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, he's posted today as well. He's doing he does drafting clinics now because he's that used to how the dynamics work. He gets people onto Borrego springs who might be struggling with the watts per kilogram, but you get them into a draft, and all of a sudden they can ride with a group that's faster than them, that's stronger than them, because they know how the draft works and they can stick in that draft and use that to their advantage, which means that they can ride with a lot more people throughout the community.
Right, so been looking back, now looking forward, there's a hot topic. Which feature do you think would you like to see added into RGT?
It has been mentioned. I don't know whether it's going to be coming around at all, perhaps. I'd like to see a map in the Magic Roads. Whether it replaced one of the other graphics that's within there, whether you could, choose to swap it out for the drafting dynamic, or whether you could choose to swap it out for the slope. But I would like to see a map in there so that you've got more of an idea of where you're on the course. Magic Roads feature is brilliant, but I think people do complain a little bit that they sometimes get lost if they're not very familiar with the course.
Yeah, the recent addition of the elevation graph along the bottom of the screen, that's certainly been a welcome addition, so you can at least have a bit of an idea of what's coming up on the route. But like you say, it's okay on a crit circuit when you go round and round and you can get familiar every lap. But if you're on a 40k route and you don't really know what's coming up, whether you're just on a group ride or racing, it doesn't really give you that opportunity to know quite what's coming up. So yeah, I think that would be a welcome addition, and people can sort of get around that a little bit.
Across the bottom has saved the new graphic across the bottom has saved my legs a number of times in races. Just sure it's helped everyone else out, but it's made a big difference to racing.
Yeah, knowing that whether there's a hill or not at the end, how hard you can go, that is certainly a nice addition. Well, great. Thank you very much for joining me, Riley. Hope I will see you out on the road again sometime soon, and hope that the community awards continue to go well, and I'll be making sure I get my votes in.
Yeah, Stick your name in there, Mike.
Well, that's up to the community. That's all I can hope for.
Great. Thanks for interviewing me.
Right,
Speak to you soon.
Thanks. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.
Well, hopefully that gave you a bit more of an insight into the person behind the name. Obviously, Riley's well known within the Facebook group and also now organising these community awards. So please help support those. Thank you for listening, and please join me next week where I will be interviewing another member of the RGT community.